Welcome to California's Foodland, your favorite not safe for work California's Foodland podcast. What's up? Robert Thompson here, Rossco Soletrain. Always great to be with you here in the snowy California, man. Yeah, what is up?
Unbelievable, man. It's cold as shit in here.
It is, dude. I don't know, man. My nips, dude.
That's okay. We can cut ice with them later.
Yeah, let's do it.
Big block.
Let's have some ice cream.
Dude, I am dressed up for the occasion, man.
Red and white.
Red and white. You know why? Because we're going to a rally later. No, just kidding.
Yeah. We know who we're voting for.
Man. We're here to talk about the chain RUBYS DiNER.
RUBYS DiNER.
Yeah, man. A California original.
Nothing finer.
Fuck no, man. There isn't. But before we get into that, Robert,
we're going to my favorite segment.
Your favorite segment.
A fast food minute. Enjoy.
This is Fast Food Minute with Zack Hillman. How many Macs would a Macman snack if a Macman could snack Macs? Well, just ask Donald Gorski, the world record holder for most Big Macs eaten over the course of a lifetime. I'm looking at his picture now, and he's also a strong contender for worst haircut of all time. The Fond du Lac, Wisconsin resident has eaten a Big Mac almost every day for the past 50 years, consuming over 32,340 burgers in that time. His streak began the day he bought his first car on May 17, 1972. He bought 3 Big Macs and ate them there in the car in an attempt to fart it up so bad that no one would ever want to steal it. Though he used to eat 9 Big Macs a day, Gorski has scaled back to 2 burgers a day for lunch and dinner with a bucket of bacon grease for breakfast. And despite half a century of burgers, Gorski appears to be in fine health, aside from contracting sesame seeds on his buns.
Oh man. Wow, dude. That was very informative and hilarious.
It was great, man. I'm really feeling, I kind of condensed everything on this shit pit over here.
Ooh.
What I'm now referring to this as the
shit pit?
Yeah.
I love the shit pit. You got a lot of characters. Ross has this setup. We've got Bob's Big Boy. We've got the bear from A&W. Colonel Sanders himself, Foster Freeze is here, all of them.
Cantor's Deli, Pink's Hot Dogs. We got Caveman. I don't know what the Caveman means, but Caveman's here. I like that Caveman.
You can see him anywhere in Los Angeles.
We got Jack. We got little Foster. We got a McDonald's NASCAR Batman freaking thing. We got a Mickey, the Hand of God. We got Lamar Odom as a rubber ducky.
What about is that Tom and Jerry? Is that what is
It's not Tom and Jerry. No. It's just, I bought that at a yard sale from an old German lady who had all kinds of weird, cute things. I actually really like the stuff that she had.
That is a cute little thing.
But man, it's cold and we're here talking about RUBYS, man.
Which reminds me of a Shooby Dooby. That's the one.
Shooby Dooby down to RUBYS, where the food is great. What a stupid
Shooby Dooby. Shooby where the food is great.
Weird commercial.
Yeah. I like that part where they get into the segregated. No, I'm just kidding. No. Yeah.
I love RUBYS.
Yeah. No, but RUBYS is like when you think of quintessential diner, 50s throwback diner spot. That's it. You know, and they've closed a few iconic locations.
Yes.
And it's nuts.
Sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and a correction on, I want to just make a correction here because on the last episode I mentioned that there was 35 locations of Mary's Pizza Shacks. That is not the case. There was not 35 locations of Mary's Pizza Shack. At their peak, I want to say it was closer to 15.
Oh, dang. Okay.
And we're not talking about Mary's Pizza. We're talking about RUBYS.
Yeah.
But we'll get to the amount of locations that RUBYS has later, but
there's a good amount.
There's a good amount.
Yeah.
And we love RUBYS.
We do.
We do love RUBYS. Yeah. Their food's great. They got great burgers. They got great dogs.
Yeah.
They got great shakes and malts.
Yeah.
It is a clean establishment that makes you feel like it takes you right back to when America was great.
Yeah. When it was when we cleaned it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
We took the trash out.
In more ways than one, Robert.
Yeah. No, but it has a very sterile, like it's like you could imagine the 50s, like your boss giving you shit.
Kind of, yeah. It has that same like that newer Norms in El Monte next to a friend of the show, Randy Madden's place.
Yeah.
That Norms has a real nice, like super clean.
You can see a sparkle in it.
Big time.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the RUBYS locations, they're big on that. Like everything is super clean, super. It's like white, red, and clean.
Which is a good
Not
thing
all
to
of
have.
them though.
Oh,
Not
really?
all of them are that
Whoa.
color scheme.
Yeah, I'm used to the ones that are clean as shit.
Well, they're all
But-
clean, yeah.
yeah.
But
Oh,
that's
that
kind of
color
the
scheme.
color scheme is different in some of them. But we'll get to that. So, you want to just break into this this history segment real quick, Robert?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, let's do it, man. So while living on Balboa Island, and if you guys aren't familiar with Balboa Island, it's Newport Beach area. Super expensive, really, really nice place. If you've ever seen the show Arrested Development, the banana stand that they worked at, or they owned, the family owned, in Arrested Development, that was taken from Balboa Island and a place called Sugar and Spice, and they actually borrowed the logo from Sugar and Spice and put it onto the show. Go figure. And the
Whoa.
Bluth's banana stand. So,
Yeah.
but anyway, so
Yo.
while living on Balboa Island, Doug Kavanaugh would look across the water and stare at an old abandoned bait shop and thought it would be a great place to open up a diner. So he set out to convince the city of Newport to let him open up a diner in that space. His buddy Ralph, I'm going to butcher his last name, Ralph Cosmides. Cosmides?
You think he's Greek, maybe?
Yeah, definitely. Cosmides.
Yeah.
Joined, and they set out to restore the building. Originally, it was going to be named the Balboa Diner, but they kept going back to having the name reflect a character. You know, Big Boy. You think about like some of the iconic characters, Ronald McDonald, Wendy's.
Yeah.
You know, it all kind of revolves around a character. So they thought,
Sambo's.
exactly. Well, I mean, even Sambo's, you know, it's like a little boy and a tiger. So
Yeah.
it's like there's a character involved. And so they thought, why don't we make it like my, or even like Nick from the Oinkster? That's not a
Right.
character,
Yeah,
you know, they
yeah.
base everything off of.
Yeah, I'm ready to come.
Yeah. But Doug thought Ruby, the name of his mother, would be a great mascot for the diner.
Yeah, because
So-
I heard that he said that, he always had heard his parents talk about the good old days going into a diner. And it's funny because for us, because Ruby's is as old as you, right?
Yeah,
it's
me
as
too.
old as our whole lives. Ruby's has been a thing, right?
Well, down here, I never went to a Ruby's until late into my 30s.
we'll see
But you grew up with it.
Yeah, I grew up with it, but it just has that feel of a place that could have existed forever.
Sure.
But it came in the 80s.
Right.
And there was a
Like
big
Frisco's.
Yeah, and see, I think there was a big, just like now where everything's an 80s, 90s throwback, then it was like 50s, 60s
Yeah.
throwbacks.
So 50s,
50s,
than anything else.
definitely in the 80s.
Yeah, 90s it started going 60s, you know, and then I think like even like the later 90s and early 2000s, like 70s.
Yeah.
You know, and
kinda
everything.
came-
Charlie's Angels kind of like that kind of cool vibe kind of came back. Destiny's Child was rocking a lot of that shit. Austin Powers.
Yeah, every
So,
20
20
years,
years, yeah.
like a throwback.
20, 30
You know what
years.
someone pointed out? This is really interesting. My brother pointed this out about 3D, the thing of fads. It's big in the 50s,
Mhm.
and then it was big in the
80s.
80s.
Yeah, it was.
And then it had a comeback in like the
2010s.
2010s.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird how things just do that. And Ruby's he wanted it to be a throwback of
The 50s.
when you think of a 50s dream diner,
Yeah.
that's it.
Definitely. Yeah, same
Yeah.
with the other Greek dude
Yeah.
who started Frisco's.
Yeah.
He just had a little different twist on it.
yeah.
But
Have 'em
regardless,
be horrors. No.
but regardless, so yeah, he grabbed an old picture of his mom from when she was in high school
yeah.
and used that as the basis of the character of Ruby
Mhm.
in Ruby's Diner, which his mom apparently at first wasn't too stoked on it, but as time went on, she really warmed up to it, and when she finally saw it and her light, her name in the neon, she was pumped. I mean,
Yeah,
she
that would be
was great.
That's very sweet of him to do that.
So in December 1982, they geared up to opening up a 45-seat restaurant, Ruby's Diner, with only 3 employees and a simple, straightforward menu of hamburgers, hot dogs, and malts. By the end of the restoration and leading up to opening day, Doug and Ralph were completely broke. And the day one sales were $63. So they were both scared shitless. I mean, I'm sure it was high real estate, even though they restored the building, but they were freaked out. But fate would change their
Yeah.
fortunes very fast. And it happened weird. It was kind of out of nowhere. They were shocked. A food critic from ABC, a guy named Elmer Dills, that's his real name, Elmer Dills. He named Ruby's the best burger in Southern California.
Whoa.
And the power of TV just propelled Ruby's into their early success. I mean, that there was a line down the pier to get a Ruby's burger after that. If you ever set foot into a Ruby's diner, you'll know how big it is on theming. Red, white, and clean. Clean like norms, like we talked about earlier. Super 50s. They're really big into training their staff into the quote-unquote Ruby's magic. It's very much like,
AIDS.
Exactly, yeah. It's based on I'm sure they took all of the Disney handbook and just twisted it into Ruby's magic. I mean, it's like the Disney magic. It's the same thing, and they really
their customer service always did kind of stand out. Like they were really trying to put on a show.
Yeah, and it's also the whole place is themed to the nth degree. Especially like all the old white and red ones, or even the new ones. So let's see, what is it? Oh, at one point in time, I had seen years and years ago, I had seen a concept like artist rendering for a Ruby's diner that was going to be a retheme, which ended up they kind of used for their dinettes, but we're going to get to there. They ended up using a lot of it. I mean, their Mission Valley location, it's very much like mod 60s Mad Men style, mid-century atomic retro. Kind of Austin Powers-esque. I think it was originally called a dinette. It's a smaller footprint, different style, but I want to say that they've changed those into Ruby's diners.
The dinettes were like fast
casual, fast casual, yeah, but different look to them too.
Yeah.
So,
were they like in malls?
I don't know. There could have been. Yeah. They could have been, but at their peak in 2017, Ruby's had 37 locations spreading across states like New Jersey and Atlantic City, Nevada, Hawaii, Texas, Pennsylvania. But as the recording of the podcast in their 41st year of operation, there are only 19 left remaining, and out of those 19 locations, all are located in California except for one at the Houston airport, one at the Las Vegas airport, and then the Atlantic City boardwalk is the third. Ruby's now really wants to be able to adapt to a smaller footprint. They realize that the big restaurants are going to be very difficult to fill. COVID kind of put a fucking wrench into all these gears. So they've been able to prove this concept with their dinettes, as well as their NoHo Shake Shack concept. It's working. Owning and operating costs are super expensive, but these dinettes or the smaller fast casuals with a smaller menu, all that is really making it easier for people to franchise a Ruby's. I have some personal experiences at Ruby's. Like I said, I didn't experience Ruby's until way later on in my life. And the first one I ever went to was the Huntington Beach location, which recently closed.
Yeah, that's the one that I think of always. Is that one on the pier?
Yeah, the pier.
And I went there during the pandemic also at the end. And it's weird because it was packed. I mean, for the pandemic, there was a lot of people there.
Sure.
And I always felt like there was a lot of support. And I'm like, dude, people are always eating there. It's at the beach. It's the primo location you could ask for on that beach.
For the most part,
but even they couldn't.
The rent has got to
handle it, man.
High.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
They have some cool locations.
They do.
That one location when you're on your way down to Newport, I can't remember what city it is. It's right on PCH.
Oh,
it's right on the fucking cliffside.
Is that Balboa?
It's not the Balboa. It's not on Balboa, but it's like right in there somewhere. But I can't remember. It's got a name too. I want to say it's like Rudy's on the beach or Rudy's like on the something. But
Ruby's Sunrise, I think.
Something like that. Yeah. But that place looks so badass. And like, as far as like, if you're trying to get a bite to eat at an airport, it always like most of the food sucks ass. But they have a Ruby's at John Wayne Airport.
Oh, they do.
Yeah. So like making trips from the Bay Area to Disneyland. If I was taking a flight in or out, I'd always stop at the Ruby's, usually on my way out.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
that's
cool. Or the Ducks Diner. They used to have I think they still might, but they used to have a Ducks Diner there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, or Ducks
Mighty
Bar.
Ducks.
Yeah, but it was like Anaheim Ducks.
Yes.
No Mighty in the title.
Yeah.
But even still, like I would go there. But normally I would go to Ruby's because I knew Ruby's was a place where you get something decent. You know?
Yeah, dude, those chicken tenders are juicy.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if you've ever been there, but there's this. They have it's not called I want to say it's called Shake Shack or something, but it's a Ruby's shake place in North Hollywood.
No,
Yeah, man, it's like a small Ruby's, different kind of concept.
Whoa,
a lot
we
of
should
outdoor dining.
fucking go there.
It's pretty cool, man.
Wow,
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the majority of the experiences I've had at Ruby's, and I've never had a negative experience there ever in my life. Great place.
Yeah. The one that I would always go to is Huntington Beach. And it was
Sure.
always popping.
Yeah.
I remember going there after a show I had in Huntington Beach.
Yeah.
And and during the pandemic and sitting out because we sat outside.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember just like looking out into the ocean and eating those fucking chicken tender, just simple American food, but done well. And I don't know. I have
cool.
like
The whole thing was done correctly.
yes. And it's not dinky food. Like that's the thing. Some places that operate as a diner, like Denny's, something's wrong. Something is wrong, right?
If you're at Denny's, something's wrong.
But Ruby's, it feels like what you would want out of a diner. It just kind of gives it to you. I don't know.
It's great.
Yeah.
The food is good at Ruby's, and it's presented well, and it's always clean. It's all around just a great dining experience, in my opinion.
Do you know if the owners are still around?
They are still around, and they still run it to this day.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's cool, and I like how they're trying to adapt and change as dining habits change, and how trying to like business operating costs are just going so high that they're trying to
Keep it alive.
Yeah, or trying to adapt to that and just make it work. And I do that original concept artwork that I saw from that Ruby's. It was all like, it looked like Norms in a lot of respects, or like the newer Norms.
Dude, I could see that.
It's so cool.
It's cool that they're doing that. And it's weird because you think about like...
They went further with it though. They went like where Norms is like, it's on the nose and it's there, but they pushed the envelope a little further. And that Mission Valley location that I was talking about, that really encapsulates exactly what I'm talking about.
Do they just sound like really inventive, or they want to keep up with it and always forward? What can we do to keep this going?
Yeah.
And it makes me think of just staring at him right now in the shit pile. But Bob's Big Boy,
Right.
like Bob's Big Boy, they in the early thousands, they had expanded again.
Mhm.
They had them in malls and stuff.
Yeah.
And you think about that, and there's only so many Bob's Big Boys. There's only so many left.
Yeah.
There's more Rubies
There's
than
more
Bob's Big Boy.
Well,
right?
that's not necessarily true. In California, maybe yes, but across the United States, no. There's more Big Boys
that's
because
right.
they're not just like, there's Bob's Big Boy in California, but across the country, there's different franchises that own chunks of Big Boy. So in Michigan, it's the Elias Brothers Big Boy, which is where the parent company is now, and the headquarters, I believe, are still in Michigan. But like, it's not. There's not. There's more locations of
Yeah, I get it. But what a trip, man! Because they do still have some of Ruby's, like other places.
Mm-hmm. And they still want to expand.
Yeah,
they want to bring this elsewhere. I'm sure they would love to go into overseas if they could.
Do you think the dinette thing is really what they're going to push? Kind of.
I mean, I could see them doing that, especially like a place that, if let's just say you're trying to open up a Ruby's in let's say Arizona, for instance, and you're only able to get a certain amount of square footage in a cool part of town, like Tempe. Let's just say you're like, I want to open up a Ruby's in Tempe, Arizona when they open up the new Coyotes Arena, because I know it's going to be popping, and I know that there's going to be a lot of college kids because it's in a college town, or it's near a. Anyway, regardless, real estate's going to be expensive, so why not open up a smaller footprint Ruby's dinette with a bar?
That's great, dude. You should get into that, dude. That's a great idea.
I mean, it would be I think it would be a good thing to have, because I know that a lot of people would want to go there before and after the game, to eat. And if you could have something with a smaller footprint and maybe a place that has like more outdoor dining, especially in a place like Tempe, Arizona, where it's hot. So even in the winter, I mean, it gets a little cold in the winter, but for the most part, like you could have a lot of outdoor seating. It would work.
It was heartbreaking to the people of Huntington Beach when that one closed.
Mm-hmm.
because it was
I think
such a
Newport
staple.
closed too.
Is
The
Newport?
original, I think the original
Fuck,
location.
that's
is Newport.
crazy.
Yeah, and
That
they did that restoration of that building. There's, if you go online, you can see some of the before pictures and stuff. You could tell they really did their best to make sure that thing was a fucking showpiece.
Do you think with all this stuff changing and everything, you know, I thought that maybe they could buy it back. And I was like, why didn't they just try to get it back? Why couldn't they get? I feel like it was such a big staple in Huntington Beach, but then I saw that it was rejected when they were attempting to buy it back.
Oh,
because
really?
there's a new restaurant going in.
Oh,
It's based after two lifeguards from Huntington Beach that were lifeguards for like 40 years or something. It's called like Guy and Hobbs and Shaw or something.
Guy Fieri's.
Yeah, Guy and Guy's chicken buttholes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So some new place is going there, and it's
Drake and Josh.
yeah, Drake and Josh's Burger Shack. Yeah.
Zach and Cody.
Dude,
Sounds great.
they're all dead now or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or like, yeah,
Rip.
yeah. But dude, I don't know. So RUBYS, what was the first one that you went to? Huntington Beach.
Huntington Beach was the first one I went to, and then the Orange County Airport, and then the Shake Shack in North Hollywood. Yeah, those are the ones that I've been to. I have not been to any of the other locations, but across the board, because I know that those two, the owners are so into the theming and everything, I'm sure that they are consistently awesome all across the board, you know?
You know what kind of Johnny Rockets comes to mind?
Yeah.
And Johnny Rockets, I felt like was an imitator of RUBYS a little bit.
I'm sure it was. I mean, it's same kind of era, but Johnny Rockets always seems so corporate.
Yeah.
It's like a place that you would only find in like extremely tourist locations, kind of like how Mel's Drive-In is in California as well.
Yeah.
It's like you're only going to find them on like Hollywood Boulevard or at Knott's Berry Farm.
Yeah.
You know? That would be a great place to put one is Knott's.
RUBYS?
The RUBYS,
Yes,
yeah.
perfect.
It would be great.
Yeah. I think it's missing that.
Because, like, what is across the street from Mrs. Knott's? It's like, wasn't it like a TGI
Friday.
Yeah.
It's still there.
Like,
yeah.
is it still there?
Still there
Still-
somehow.
Why the fuck would anybody go there?
I don't know.
If it was a RUBYS, I mean, it makes more sense.
That sounds like it
They
would
should
be.
really, getting off topic of RUBYS, they should really do something with that area at Knott's.
Yes.
It really needs something else. They should shut down that fucking street and reroute the parking and just make that area just a cool hangout place for kids to have gang fights.
Yeah,
You know, I mean, let's be honest.
exactly.
Hello. Wouldn't that be cool though?
Yes,
It would
I
be
think
such
so,
a great,
dude.
great location. It's with Mrs. Knott's right there.
Yeah.
It's always popping.
Yes.
You have all that foot track of people coming from underneath the street going to that area, going to Knott's.
A lot going on. I think if there's something new right there, and they really tried. Buena Park has tried. I mean, they have the strip over there has like Rock and Brews. I mean, Gene Simmons made an appearance himself.
Cool.
Porto's, the Cuban,
Whoopty fucking
spot. But
everybody loves Porto's.
you're not a fan of Porto's?
It's just, to me, I mean, there's never been anything that I've eaten at Porto's that that I'm like fiending for.
Have you ever had like the testicle thing
Yeah, I
in the
have.
bread?
Yeah.
The meatball
Yeah.
thing and the bread thing?
Everything was underwhelming for me.
Yeah.
And people were like, "Oh my god, it's the best." Why? Why is that the best?
Because they start talking like Ricky Ricardo after.
It-
No, I'm
no,
just
it-
kidding.
it
My
reminds-
Cuban friends would love it.
What does it remind me of? It reminds me of like it's like Cheesecake Factory meets like Panera Bread. That's exactly what Porto's is. Panera Bread meets Cheesecake Factory wrapped in some kind of like fucking phony Cuban bullshit. You know? It's fucking whatever, dude. And I think that as Porto's expands into whatever they're going to expand into, I feel like they are right on that fucking cusp. You know, it's like right there because it's quick service. So you go up to the counter, you order, but it's like, it's right in that, like, oh, the potato balls. It's deep fried potatoes. Like, how is that going to suck? I think there's meat in there or cheese or maybe both, but like, it's not. Is it really that good?
I mean, I think it's pretty tasty, but maybe it's not something to like.
Everyone raves about it.
Yeah, they do.
I don't know, man. There's just a lot of shit that I'm just like.
But I have the palate of a fifth grader, so I'm sure there might be something better on there that I haven't had. I don't know.
Porto's. I've had salads from there. I've had potato balls and a couple other things, and everything that I had was just like, it was fine,
Yeah.
but it wasn't like something that I would rather go to. Like, another quick service place that I would rather go to that serves like pastry-esque things would be 85 degrees. You know 85 degrees?
Yeah.
I'd rather go to an 85 degrees any day of the week than a Porto's. I know they do different things, and like 85 degrees is way more like on the
It's an Asian
bakery with boba.
I do like their Black Forest cake very
I'm
much.
sure it's great.
Super good.
I'm sure it's great, but like I'd rather go there than like a Porto's. You know, I don't know, but there are two different things. So,
but I think they should just throw a Jollibee right on the.
Oh my God,
the Knott's Berry Farm.
Please, God.
No, but RUBYS would be good at Knott's. RUBYS is so fitting for Knott's.
I agree. I think where that Starbucks is, if they were to kind of expand into that area over there, or just take over, I feel like the Knott's gift shops have so much cheese dick merchandise. And Knott's, I will give them credit; they have done a better job of like doing better with their merch.
Like fanfare merch, fun
yeah, but
stuff.
like, come on, dude. You have like a wall of Pop Funkos.
Yeah.
And like, it's just of like bullshit. You're like, why?
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's
There's
like
a lot of that there.
Yeah, there is.
Still. Or like, they'll have like Lucille Ball and Elvis lunch pails.
Lunch boxes.
You're like, what the fuck?
I used to go when I was a kid. We used to go every year to Knott's. And we would go to the gift store, and they would have Beavis and Butthead trading cards. And that was the coolest thing ever. But I would smell them. They smelled like, you know that like, it's like a peppery like card smell.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm talking
It's like
about?
cardboard.
Yeah, it's a very strange smell. But
I know exactly what you're talking about. I can smell it now.
Yes, yeah. But dude, RUBYS would be a hit. It would be a hit, dude.
Great.
Especially with all the families that go there and grandparent, all the people.
Right, and especially if people are trying to get away, like they're like, oh, it's going to be an hour and 45-minute wait for Mrs. Knott's. They could capitalize on all this, you know?
It would be big.
Because it's like, how is TGI Fridays staying in business there?
I don't know, dude.
Fuck.
But that makes so much more sense.
Mm-hmm.
You're onto something, dude. Holy smoke.
Yeah, man.
You got to hit a dude. You got RUBYS needs your number, dude.
Yeah.
You've got some
there
good
you
ideas.
Go. Coyotes are moving to Tempe. Put one there. It's a great idea. Well,
how far is Tempe from Phoenix, by the way?
I'm not entirely sure. I want to say maybe 40 minutes.
Oh,
but
dang.
I feel like anything is 40 minutes from anything.
Yeah.
You could say that about Los Angeles.
Everywhere.
Is that there's always that joke about you're 40 minutes outside of Los Angeles in Los Angeles.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But you know what? I feel like this, even though we have nothing but positive things to say about RUBYS. I feel like RUBYS is big enough that they deserve our favorite segment, other than the Fast Food Minute.
The Yelp reviews.
Right,
man.
Yelp reviews for RUBYS Diner. We're gonna go with the one that I've been to the most, the Huntington Beach location. And we're gonna start off with the negative reviews. We normally do 3 of these, and I'm gonna start off with Chris B from Laguna Niguel. Chris B has done 61 Yelp reviews. Usually they're 1 stars. But here we go. Let's start this off with Chris B from Laguna Niguel. An amazing, responsive team inside, but the food is made of dry, listless produce. Cobb salad was just bad with ends of lettuce leaves frayed, quotes, and bacon tasteless. Bacon tasteless. The fuck? How is bacon tasteless? Come on. If you expect a nice juicy burger, a paper hard cheese is what we tasted. No kidding. The meat is nearly artificial tasting, and our kids left halves of their burgers on their plate. An unheard of situation. In parentheses, it must be really bad. Now I am sitting and hoping not to get a heartburn. Avoid at all costs. Chris B, Laguna Niguel, California. Thank you.
God, Laguna Niguel, the nerve.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, Laguna Niguel.
Chris B, you fucker.
They have their own accent down there in Laguna Niguel.
Here, do they?
It could be like a 65-year-old man and be like, like you can Laguna Niguel.
I can see that.
Yeah. It's a California thing.
Hi,
yeah.
dude.
There's a lot of dudes up in the
Is that
Bay.
where RUBYS is from?
Poopies is definitely from Orange County.
Yeah, he is.
Yes, yeah.
He's like,
He'll be
I got skin cancer. Ha!
Yeah, he'll be 80 years old and speaking just like that.
There's a
It's
specific
lingo,
kind of
yeah.
like fucking.
Like, you know, like freaking the 405. Yeah, it's that
It's like
weird.
You're like, where did you come from? Like they were born and they went from like Arkansas in like 1949.
Yeah, are these the
They moved-
Okies, dude?
And they moved from Arkansas to California because they couldn't fit in Arkansas and they really wanted to surf. And they were like, fuck Texas. Like, we want to go to California. So they all went to Laguna Niguel.
Yeah.
And then they developed that accent.
Quesadilla.
Yeah, pretty
like
much.
you know, y'all.
All right, so let's move on to John J. from Costa Mesa. He's done 5 Yelp reviews. All were 1 star. John J.
Ooh.
Let's call him John.
Johnson.
John. Very strange small menu. Can't imagine the reason behind it. The food was not good at all. Like a bad side road, RODE, so Roddy Cafe. I've been here a lot and it's normally fine, ? But there's a lot of commas in this fucking run along sentence from John Johnson, Jackoff. Very small, strange menu. Can't imagine the reason behind it. The food was not good at all. Like a bad side Roddy Cafe. There's like 5. Yeah, there's 5 commas and Roddy. So that's an interesting. A bad side Roddy Cafe. Okay. All right, John Jackoff. You are a Yelp elite is what we'll call you. That was a good one. All right. Last negative review. Enough with this negative shit. This is Sarah O from Costa Amazing, California. Sarah O has done quite a bit of Yelping in her day. She has, it looks like 2,400 Yelp reviews, a variety of stars. But this was a while ago. This is I kind of enjoyed this one. This is an older Yelp review, and you can tell by the length of it. It's a little long in the tooth from Sarah O. So we're gonna call her Sarah O. Sarah O'Donnell. Okay, but Sarah. Oh, well, I don't know if the world can hear you.
Chris O'Donnell or
okay,
yeah.
Sarah O'Donnell. Okay, here it is. Do not come to this, RUBYS! Exclamation point. Their manager, Edward, apparently doesn't understand English. How hard I to understand and order, ? Exclamation point. How is this guy a manger, M-A-N-G-E-R. The only saving grace is Yahira, who did a fabulous at fixing the order and getting our order done properly. I know it's not a 5-star restaurant, but as a manger, M-A-N-G-E-R, manger, you should know how to take an order. Apparently, RUBYS promotes the incompetent. They need to promote Yahira instead. All right, thank you, Sarah O. O'Donnell, you fuck. Why don't you tell your Rosie to suck a dick?
Do you think she promoted Yahira's career at RUBYS?
Yeah,
a bit?
now Yahira is a regional manager for 13 RUBYS locations across Southern California.
And the other guy is
Edward,
Yeah,
the manger.
Yeah, he should speak. I love that. He speak? She can't. She doesn't understand English herself.
How hard I to understand an order. How is this guy the manger? Saving grace, Yahira. You hear that, Yahira? I hope you're listening to this podcast and understand that you are Sarah O'Donnell's saving grace from her horrendous meal at a RUBYS diner. Oh, poor fucking Sarah, you dumb whore.
Does he understand English?
Jesus Christ, man. But you know what?
Is there some positive feedback?
I think Robert, I think that you're good at that. I am just disgusted with myself and my body right now. And
that was nasty.
I think that you're going to be reading the positive reviews. Let me just go ahead and pull some up real fast.
Yeah, we need to get us out of that vibe.
Yeah, man. Sarah, dude.
Ugh.
The bitch. I called her
man.
a bitch to her fucking tits, dude. Christian, here you go, man. I found a good one for you.
Cool.
Yeah, this is nice. Maybe Yashira will make another appearance. Or maybe Nick from the Oinkster will make an appearance. He makes everybody's day.
All right, Christian R from South Coast Metro, Costa Mesa, California. 5 stars. This is from this year, from January
right,
of
here we go.
2023.
at that.
All right. Running some first burgers with my family on Win 1623. Swedish Valley Boy, dude.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah, and Yassi, our server, had exceptional customer service. We shall be coming back, dudes.
Yassi?
Yeah, Yessi.
Oh, Yessi.
Is Yessi Yehiras or whatever?
No, it would be Yessi would probably be short for Jessica
Jessica.
or
No, it's not Noaka, dude.
Yeah.
Very Jessica. Okay, so that's very
Good
sweet.
cut and dry.
Yeah,
Right on.
Christian R.
I think that a lot of people from like the Netherlands are always pretty sweet people. That makes a lot of sense,
It does add up. All right.
especially the ones that settled in the valley.
Yeah. Oh, this will be fine here. Let's go to solving. Okay. Lion S from Costa Mesa, California.
Lion?
It's Lyanne.
Lion.
Lion.
Like Diane, but lion.
Lion Sawyer from Costa Mesa, California.
All right.
5 stars. I love Ruby's Diner. It is a California staple. I worked at Ruby's when I was 19, enjoyed every minute of it, and got hooked on their amazing food, from the clam chowder to the cinnamon roll French toast.
Wow.
Love it all. I prefer the South Coast or CDM locations.
Ooh, CDM.
What does that stand for?
CDM. So that must mean Costa Damn Mesa is what
Costa
that
Damn
means. You know what I'm
Mesa,
saying?
dude. But the Laguna one isn't bad either.
Oh, Corona Del Mar.
Corona Del Mar.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Corona
Oh,
Del Mar,
fuck, dude. How can I forever get that, dude?
Shit, dude. All right, so Laguna's not bad either. All right, Lion seems pretty righteous, dude.
Yeah, cool.
All right, so Lion, we got
Ah.
one. Shaw, dude. We got Ryan F from California. 5 stars, dude. All right. I had a wonderful experience with my family. Food, service, and atmosphere were all great. I had a cheeseburger, and I can't say with about 90% certainty they were using Angus beef. If not, the burger was just incredibly tasty and juicy. I remember getting me dick hard in me pants, big time. Me mother copped a peek, and that's when I realized Oedipus Rex is a big influence on me and me life. Me and my mother have lived a happy life for 800 years.
I love how they just let people just rip on Yelp.
It's crazy, man. Yeah, he talked about incest with his mom,
Yeah.
but it's because of the burger's deliciousness that he
is that-
realized.
Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Okay, the shakes is always fantastic. Service, cleanliness, and overall experience at this location was great. We'll not hesitate to come back, dude.
All right. Cool, man.
Wow, man.
That's good. Thank you, Ryan F.
Yeah, Ryan F, man. Positive vibes. And it's
Yeah,
good
man.
that he may make some weird children
Weird children?
with his.
How dare you?
Yeah, okay, yeah,
How
I know. No
dare
offense, dude, to our
How
inbred
dare
familias out there,
Yeah,
dude.
man. That's very is there a word for like being racist against inbred people? There should be.
Yeah.
Tell you what. 'cause
Yeah,
that's,
tell you what,
that's how
dude.
you're gonna get yourself canceled.
That's what the Democrats are doing, dude. Yeah, yeah, it's crazy, man. It's funny how that stuff flips. The Democrats used to be more. It was a conservative.
Incest?
It was like yeah.
Oh.
They did more.
What happened?
I don't know.
Oh, they moved on to baby eating.
Yes, they eat babies now as well. So
It's a goddamn shame.
yeah, man.
Joe Biden, I've seen the videos.
I've seen it too, dude. I've seen that laptop.
You gotta like go on the deep dark web, and you gotta have a friend of yours get you on there, so that way you can find the right links.
I always have my nephew. He shows me this stuff.
Man, bro.
Yeah, 8chan, dude.
Yep.
Or 8chin.
Yeah.
Did you see The Whale yet?
I haven't seen the whale now.
Oh man, I kind of want to see it.
trying to think of the last movie that I watched.
We should go to a buffet and then go see The Whale.
Fuck, dude, I'm feeling like the whale these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like since I got back from my trip, I've just been kind of eating the way I want to eat, which is bad. And I just got to stop. I'm just like I've eaten so much pizza in the last like 2 weeks,
Dude.
and then beyond that, you know, the bakery that I work for, friend of the show, Redbird Bakery in Sonoma County. Just having that stuff around all the time, and they're like, "Oh, try this and try that," and then beyond that, it's like there's always something delicious just sitting there, and yeah, man, my tits are just squirting out of my bra.
Well, I think that's why this summer we just got to hit up the beach and go go jog together, and maybe make our way to a Ruby's.
That'd
You know
be
what I'm
perfect.
saying?
Yeah, we'll just we'll jog our way down the pier. Well, unfortunately not the pier, but we'll jog our way down someplace and then just horf down milkshakes and then jog back to our car. We'll barf before we get in the car, Roman style, and then we'll run back to we'll just get in my car, drive to the RUBYS, get another shake, suck that one down, and then maybe we'll make it down to the Sugar and Spice banana stand, slug down some bananas, and just have a good time. That sounds like a good day.
Yeah, I'm down, dude.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to lose any weight by doing that, but at least we'll feel good about ourselves and our choices in life.
Dude, it's YOLO, my friend. 2023. Here we
RUBYS,
come.
Sugar and Spice, Newport,
Man.
Balboa,
That sounds
Laguna Niguel, Corona Del Mar.
You down to join us, Randy? To the
Randy,
beach?
where's Randy?
I think he's out there in the universe.
Is he?
somewhere.
Oh, you're just talking
Yeah.
to him out in the ether?
Yeah, Randy, Madden, wherever you
Randy's-
are, join us. We'll get shirtless, dude. It'll be good.
Randy looks good out without a shirt.
I bet, dude. I bet.
He's like fucking cut.
Man, speaking of cut, I think I might cut the cheese in a minute here,
Don't
but
do it, dude.
no, I won't. I won't. But
Please,
and,
God.
and that and on those terms, in
Guy we trust.